What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, AQUA Life Baby. You already know. And I know it's been a minute since we had some good Aquaforce content. So, yeah, let's get cracking right into it. I wanted to bring you guys an update to my Thavas Aquaforce Stride deck post 5 Collection 2016. You know, we got that new AQUA Life in, G Guardians, 16 card G Zone, everything. Yeah, now I know I'm a bit late with this deck profile, guys. I wanted to get some experience in with this new format, this new style of guarding. I was in a local tournament on Monday with it. Well, it was kind of a weird type of tournament, but I'll explain all of that in another time. But yeah, I just wanted to get some experience in with this new format. Just test everything out with this deck, Blue Waves, and other things, and just tweak the build, reconstruct it for this and whatnot, so I can better explain my position on my initial reactions to this new format with the deck. And there are some things I like about it. There are quite a few things I don't like about it, and I'll explain some of that obviously within the deck profile when I get to certain pieces of the deck. Actually, there are quite a few things I really don't like about it. And so, yeah, now I do have Springfest coming up this weekend, so the deck will be tweaked for that. This is pretty much going to be my first draft of the deck for G Guardians. Again, I'm still getting used to this new format, and so there is some decision makings in game that I'm still working on and whatnot. But again, I'm going to explain all of that within the deck profile. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this deck, and I got Blue Waves coming up right after this one, so let's get cracking. Alright guys, so the starter is Officer Cadet Andre. I did switch up from from Mitros. Now the reason why I switched it up from Mitros was more or less because I found that Andre was making Andre was just making better plays in the long run. He just helped me. He's just helping out a little bit more overall than Mitros at the current moment. I'm still going to be testing out between him and Mitros, but right now Andre's just making a lot better plays. His ability to give another rear guard on my field, the Magnum Assault ability, counterblast one, throwing a soul, giving unit the ability when attacks an opponent's Vanguard, restand, give it plus 2k. Very good. I do like it. He combos very well with the deck. This deck has a lot more draw power added to the deck to add to that defensive capabilities. Especially top deck and heal triggers now is such a key thing, and leading into that, heal triggers. So again, if you guys are liking Mitros, continue to play with Mitros. I'm gonna be testing them both out before Springfest in New York this weekend. So yeah, if you guys are coming, I'll let you guys know we're there, where we at. Let you guys know all that. So for heal triggers have definitely become more important to the game now. One of the things I was telling you guys that I'm still working on is guarding with it early versus saving it for G Guardians. Sometimes when you're getting rushed early on and you have a heal trigger in your hand, sometimes you'll drop a heal trigger to guard so you can prevent yourself from damaging early, but now you want to hold in your hand to use that G Guardian. It's not like we have cards like Uluru or whatever that can send the heal trigger back to deck and, or Legion to throw things back or whatever. So it's kind of like, once this heal trigger is gone, it's gone. And so, that G Guardian is gone. So it's one of the in-game decisions. Do you want to keep it in your hand and risk damaging, hoping to check a trigger to maybe recover somewhat, hoping to check a trigger, or do you want to and use this card as a G Guardian for later, or do you want to drop this here, prevent yourself from getting any more damage, and then lose one of your G Guardians for the game? It's one of those in-game decisions that you definitely have to work on making. It's one of those things that I'm still working on. Oh crap, the ice maker scared the crap out of me. And then actually no, it was one of the waters that fell. Whoa! Alright, well, 4 copies of Supersonic Sailor. Very clutch card, especially when you ride Sea Breeze. Again, it's an act ability, so you can counterblast 2 when your opponent, for Sea Breeze. And I'll get to Sea Breeze when I get to him, but pretty much you counterblast 2, ride Sea Breeze, so you stride Sea Breeze, throw him in Assault, unflip it damage, then you get access to Adelaide, Magnum Assault, whatnot. Really punish your opponent. Petros, Thavas is the backbone, gotta have her. Really combos with a lot of things in the deck. Melania, Thavas, very good. And then Magnum, and then Malika, baby girl, love her. All right, on to grade 1. All right, grade 1s are fairly simple. 4 copies of Plato. Now, I did get in a discussion with somebody about Plato. With him versus the old school perfect guard, this guy to me is just much better, plain and simple, guys. Better ride target. If you ride him, you end up soul blasting him. Now you can start unflipping damage without having the perfect guard first, and then perfect guard again to start unflipping. You know, if you do have to ride him, you know, when you soul blast him, you start unflipping. As well as when it comes to protecting your sides, if you're playing against Dimension Police, at least for right now, you know, Dimensional Robos are probably the better build right now, maybe. You know, if you protect your sides with the old school ones, if they hit a grade 3 or that grade 2 and they break your shield, if they hit the perfect guard, it's gone anyways. So there was really no point to you protecting your sides. And against Kagero, you know, you know, at least the build that, you know, I've discussed with a lot of really good Kagero players around my area and you know, around the meta too. The legend great is probably is the faster build, is the better build, the build that you're most likely going to see in the game now, you know, higher level competitive tournaments. And you know, they're going to attack the side whether you guard or not. They're going to restand anyways. So protecting your side, you know, wasting a perfect guard on your side is not really the option. You should have your backup plan. You should have your extras, you know, restanders and things like that, you know, going into the next turn. You know, you should expect when you go up against those type of matchups that you need to have a backup plan in your hand as well. You need to, you know, plan for those. So it's okay to have those cards, those rear guards be sack flies, and then you can pressure them with whatever your backup plan is in your hand. You need to save these perfect guards to protect yourself. You know, this meta, there's too many things that are hitting hard, and you don't want to be at too high of damage. G guards are not the end all be all. Okay, they only match 26, sometimes 31 if you can meet that guard condition. We're going to talk about that a little later. So, yeah, this guy is just this guy just overall is better. And again, the more counterblast you have available to you, regardless of how many you use, you don't use, the more you have available to you, the more combos you can do. 4 copies of Stride Enabler. You need to be able to stride. Thavas is the backbone of the deck, and this is the Stride deck staple card. 3 copies of Stacia. I talk about her so much. I put her back to 3 because she is. I was considering 4, but 3 is a good number for her right now. The combos that she makes is really just too good. I like to see her early and often. Her 9K poke opens up so many more combos with the deck, allowing certain cards to go poke here, then restand with Lambros, and then get a double attack off like with Adelaide, you know, an Andre target, things like that. Just too good of a card. Yeah, just really nasty of a card. Really a godsend. I love her too much, and putting her back up to 3 has been such a good thing. I know I play around the lineup so much, but you know I'm always working on my decks. And then 2 copies of Melania. She's been really good. My boy Gabe, down with Paris 21. He and I was watching him play with the deck. You know, it really took me looking at other people using her to really start getting to see her true potential, and you know, looking at him use the card, you know, really masterfully and whatnot. Her draw potential has really helped out the deck, especially in this meta now where I need to be able to build up cards. You know, Kagero players, especially in set 7 comes out, they're gonna. Kagero is really, to me, going to take over, and she's going to be, you know, very useful. That draw, helping to draw into the heal triggers now, for you know, G guarding is going to be very important. Just drawing into more perfect guards, more resources is going to be very important. You know, she's kind of like another Saberflow Sailor essentially. Plus her 5K on swing restand with Lambros, 22K, so 12, 22, very good, and she has resist as well. So so generally most times when you get her on board, she's going to stay on board. She's just been a fantastic card for me, and yeah, I really like her. She's very versatile as a booster and an attacker. She's just one of those cards I've been really looking for, and she's also really good in the Chaos Breaker matchup as well. All right, on to grade 2. All right, the one card that does not need any explanation, my homeboy, my home dog, my day 1 since set came out, Tidal Assault. Been with me since the day 1 of set 13. Staple at 4, my home dog. My favorite rear guard in Aqua You guys should know that every time you come to my channel, I always expect an Aqua deck with 4 Tidal Assaults. Don't expect any less. And if I could put more, I would probably put more. I mean, he is just too good of a card, and yeah, you guys know me from day 1, guys. Always 4 Tidal Assaults. Just amazing card, man. That's my home dog right there. My homeboy. 3 copies of Magma Assault. Now I did demo him to 3. I demoted him to 3 because I'm running 3 copies of Adelaide. Adelaide got her promotion to 3 recently because she's been putting in a lot of work. I wanted to add a little bit more versatility to the deck, more standalone versatility rather than on boost versatility or on boost, attacking from him. And so she's been working out really well. Now that the G zone's increased to 16, I'm running 4 copies of Commander Thavas in the deck. Commander Thavas, I told you guys, it's an amazing card, very good utility card, great first stride, mid game stride, even late game, really good stride. Can create multiple attacks, back row attacks. Just allows for a lot of things. Like I said, really good utility card. Jack of all trades, master of some. And so she really works well. Even if you have to ride Skiros, again, striding the Commander Thavas, we should most times we should always have a Thavas on the Vanguard circle when we're striding or when we're not. So she's definitely been a big help. Her double attack when she called her out plus 2K has been so helpful, especially in the Lambros turn. Again, her and Stacia have become best friends. Stacia can poke, she can poke at a rear guard. Stacia can poke at another rear guard or swipe at Vanguard. I can have something else swipe at Vanguard or rear guard, whatever the case may be. Lambros can restand her, and then that's 21K twice at the opponent's Vanguard. Any triggers I can stack on her, and then that's even higher at the opponent's Vanguard. Just a very nasty card, and she's really good. I was considering bumping her up to 4, but right now I'm testing her out at 3. Before Springfest, I'll be testing out different lineups, but she earned her promotion to 3, and it's been working out really well. Magnum Assault's still a very good card, guys, but again, I wanted to add some more movability. And then, even though her ability's done after the turn that she's done, you can use her as you can sack her off as an intercept unit, or sometimes opponents who are ignorant of our the card's abilities will think of her as a double attacker. And will waste abilities on her, so it could be like, well, if if their ignorance of the card's abilities cause them to waste an ability on her, getting rid of her, and that's perfectly fine. So she can be used as bait that way as well, due to the opponent's lack of knowledge. So it does help in that regard as well. 2 copies of Baby Girl right here, Supersonic Sailor. Love her. Still like her. She still saves my ass on multiple occasions. 4th battle. At the end of the 4th battle or more, retire her, draw 2 cards. Again, helps replenish some hand, helps, gets things off. Again, I love seeing her off my first stride, especially first stride, Tyler Bohr. Even if the attack doesn't hit, retire, draw 2 cards, replenish hand, and prepare for your defensive turn, prepare for next turn. Top deck to G-Garden with her, was able to G-Guard, and then was able to G-Guard, was just enough shield to survive a turn, go into another stride, and continue on from there. Very good card. All right, on to grade 3. All right, grade 3, guys. 4 copies of Skiros. No explanation really needed. Skiros, a really good card to ride against the the Chaos Breaker matchup and some other matchups. I found that certain matchups is not really too useful in than I previously had thought. I was thinking against the Mega Colony matchup, he'd be more or less but he's still a very, very good card. Against a lot of other control type matchups. Still, like I said, against a Link Joker matchup, which is generally our worst matchup, very good card. So give resist to the front row at GB1. Actually, if you G guard and you're at GB1, your front row gets resist. Funny little tidbit. And then on ride, you can give a unit the ability to, when it attacks an opponent's Vanguard, wave 3 or more, search top 5 for a grade 3. So you can give it to him or something else. Like you give it to him, tile slow out 9, and then attack, search top 5 for a grade 3. So you can search for that Thavas, who is obviously our backbone. Very good. People still get his stride break ability wrong, and I'm tired of explaining it, which I really do get tired of explaining it. But again, he's the backbone of the deck. A lot of support is centered around him. You want to be able to ride him. His field control ability is definitely very useful, especially if you catch your opponent with a small field. It can definitely be very annoying for them to guard. Especially if you're poking at their rear guard, they're dropping shield for that. That's just something that I love to see. When they're dropping shield to protect the small rear guard, then we're killing it off, especially if you bait them out with like Aristotle or something. It's like, well, bait them out with Aristotle, and then it's like, well, we're not going to use Aristotle's ability, but they can take an attack, and then his ability can kill it off. So it's different things that we can do with it. Very good. Like I said, GB2, Silent Tom with an extra crit, doesn't gain any extra power. stride break ability, 4th battle, when your unit attacks, it was errated. When your unit attacks, 4th battle, choose 3 of your opponent's units. They pick one, retire it. If they have insufficient amount of units, you do as much as you can. All right, stride G deck. All right, so for the G deck, let's get some familiarities out the way. Young title boy right here. Again, like I said, good first stride, tempo stride, soft on hit plus. You know, I just generally like him as a first stride a lot of the time. You know, just a nice soft on hit plus, especially if your opponent, you know, your opponent is going to, like, you know, generally let him hit. You know, it's a pretty good card. 2 copies of Aristotle, really good card to bait your opponent into. If they have like 2 cards in the field, you know they like to protect this rear guard. A good card to bait your opponent into is like, yes, they know I'm going to guarantee kill a card off, but it's good to bait your opponent into protecting one of their rear guards and then, you know, killing them off. If they're protecting this rear guard really heavily, then, you know, you can counterblast one, blow this rear guard up, and then Thavas' ability on the 4th battle is going to kill the other rear guard that you're definitely trying to kill off. So definitely a really good card, guys. Then we play, obviously, 4 copies of Commander Thavas. Told y'all to pick him up when he was like $20 a minute ago, or $22. I got mine for like, what, $23 or whatever it was when it came out. But yeah, very good card, very sought after nowadays. I've seen him go between $60 to $90 over the past month, 2 weeks, whatever it was. Very good utility card. Just G-Flip. G-Flip give a unit 5k back and back row attack. GB3, you know, same ability as Thavas. 4th battle, when your unit attacks, choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards. They choose 1 and kill it off. If they have an insufficient amount, do as much as you can. I do actually use him as my first stride sometimes too. You know, just for some really good pressure, you know, if it's like they got 3 damage or something like that, you have like Adelaide and, you know, you want to be, you know, you're feeling a little bit aggressive there, you can definitely just go in with it. If you're on Skiros, you have Adelaide or whatever, or Meliana and whatnot, you know, go ahead, be a little aggressive. You can go into him as your first stride and try and punish your opponent for for doing what, for being a punk, whatever it is, I don't know, but yeah, just a very good card, early, mid, late game. Overall, just a fantastic card. I'm really glad that I can play 4 copies of him now. Obviously, Lamby Bambi Baby, love him to death. Still our best finisher card, guys. Absolutely amazing. Now, I will say that G Guardians have hurt him a lot. I'm going to do a video on Lambros and G Guardians too, but what I'm going to say is G Guardians have hurt him a lot in the aspect that where there will be an instance where, you know, let's say you attack with a Skiros and you put a trigger on him and he's swinging for 26, where your opponent would normally have to drop a 20k shield, so would have to put up 31 to guard 26. That means that they can just drop a G guard. So they're going to have to drop between 2 to 3 cards, sometimes 4 cards. They would be dropping 1 card, means that they can save, you know, 2 to 3 cards in their hand, or an extra card in their hand, to guard extra attacks. So G Guardians, especially if timed right and if they hit a damage trigger on the way up to your Lambros attack, anything like that, G Guardians have definitely hurt the Lambros turn in the aspect that that if they do have it, it does give them the ability to guard with 1 less card, especially if they have a good G Guardian, unlike ours, and I'll get to that in a second, that, you know, it has hurt the Lambros turn a bit, where the kill range for Lambros, to me, has definitely kind of shortened, you know, depending on if they have a G Guardian in their hand or not. So, you know, we definitely got to time this better. You know, the whole UG Guardian then going into Lambros play definitely has its ups and definitely has its downsides, but I'm going to cover that in another video. I play 1 copy of Seabreeze, young Seabreezy. Yeah, Seabreeze is Seabreeze. So pretty much Seabreeze is if your opponent refuses to ride into grade 3, so they're playing the grade 2 and they don't ride into grade 3, or if they don't re-ride their grade 2, you get to and you're on grade 3. You get to, it's an act ability, so you can set your field up before then. You can counterblast 2, discard any card in your hand, and stride him. So you'll be at GB1. So counterblast 2, stride him. So you'll be at GB1. So Magnum Assault, Adelaide, things, they'll be able to go off. And so things like Supersonic Sailor and whatnot, they can unflip damage. So then you can use Adelaide if you have only 2 counterblasts. If you have more, whatnot, trust me, if you're going up against Nova Grapplers, do not let them go into Sea Breeze. That is possibly the worst thing you can do. Claydol Mechanic, Red Lightning, even the Hedgehog, my goodness. With Sazanda and Hank and Aberrail, I mean, I've been on the other side of getting Sea Breeze, and the one thing about Sea Breeze is if your opponent fails G Assist and they're stuck at grade 2, and you have the sufficient amount of counterblasts available to you, you can Sea Breeze them, and you can definitely just wreck their face. And that's one of the things I like and don't like about Sea Breeze, is that it punishes your opponent for G Assisting and failing G Assist if they're legitly stuck at grade 2. And if they're playing the grade stuck game, well, obviously Sea Breeze punishes that too. So there's a good and there's a bad to it. So pick and choose your poison. People who couldn't handle the grade 2 game and couldn't fight against it. They wanted a fix to it, and here it is. And now if they're legitly stuck, I've seen people complain about this card multiple times. Like, well, damn, I got Sea Breeze because I was legitly stuck at grade 2. Well, you were some of these were the same people complaining about the grade 2 game, and now that they're forced to play the grade 2 game, and then they got Sea Breeze. Hey, it is what it is. You picked your poison, so now you got to drink from the waters you pissed in. It is what it is. For G Guardians, 1 Demizzle. So when you G Guard, when he gets placed in the G circle, the guard circle, you pretty much choose one of your rear guards, and it gets the ability that it cannot be targeted by opponent's effects and cannot be hit. So pretty much puts a really big immunity shield on it. Very good for protecting units like Tidal, Assault, and whatnot. Pretty awesome card. A copy of Screw. Screw is pretty much when it placed in the guard circle, you can discard a card from your hand. It gains an extra 10k shield. So G Guardians will match 26, and then they also will generally have a different ability to gain some extra type of shielding. So he matches 26. So with his ability he'll go to 36. This just matches 26, but gives a immunity ability. Really good if you just discard a grade 3. And so that grade 3, which doesn't offer any shielding, will turn into a 10k shield for you. So very good. And then 2 copies of the Aqua Force G Guardian, Guard Leader of the Sky and Water, Floeta, whatever her name is. I like her flavor text and everything, her artwork, but I don't like her ability. I really actually do not like this G Guardian. What I'm going to probably do is take her out for another Screw, because I like the extra 10k shield. But her ability is that when she's placed on G Guard, if it's the first or second battle, she gains an extra 5k. So match 26, extra ability 31. Reason why I don't like her is that a lot of decks nowadays, especially the stronger decks, i.e. Nova Grapplers, they really don't get their big power gains until the 3rd battle, 4th, 5th, and whatnot. And, she really loses her purpose. She literally loses her purpose after the 2nd battle. And after the 2nd battle, it's kind of like, again, like I was playing against Nova Grapplers. It's like poke with 11, poke with 14. Okay, after that, Sazanda's sitting there at like 24, 26, whatever it is. Vanguard's coming at me for 26, 31, whatever it is. Then you have Hank at like 20-something or 19 or whatever it is. Then you have Sazanda coming at you again. I mean, I needed her to be at 31. I needed her to be at a specific amount of shielding. When I was playing against, Shadow Paladins, I got poked here. Then I got hit with, I had to block a Spectral here. Then I needed her to be at 31 so I can drop some extra shielding there. But she only matched 26. And so then I had to come up with some more, I had to drop a little bit more shielding for that shielding. The extra 5k shield would have definitely come in handy if she had a better condition rather than being just 1st or 2nd battle to get the extra 5k shield. That restand from Spectral really hurt because then, the extra triggers on Spectral and then another column there, definitely came into play. So what I'm saying is that the reason why I don't like her is because her ability only works in the 1st or 2nd battle, but a lot of the more powerful decks, even against Aqua Force, an Aqua Force mirror match, she does not work as well as you think, because if something's swinging at you for 26, you G guard with her, she's only going to match 26. Then you're going to have to come up with an additional 5k shield for 31. If she was able to match 31, that would be a 1-card guard. But still, to guard something like this, which would be 26, you'd have to drop 2 cards. So this is still a 2-card drop rather than a 1-card drop. But things like Uluru or whatever, which is such an easy condition to fulfill, is a 1-card drop as opposed to a 2-card drop. So yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's another long one, but it is what it is. Got to get that information out to you guys. Be coming at you guys the Blue Wave deck profile next. Got some updated Link Joker decks for you guys to see as well. And got regionals this weekend, so let's get the ball rolling. All right, Cardfight, I'm out. Peace. AQUA Life, baby. You already know.